Today I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of 6 flankers from the Acqua Di Gio line by Giorgio Armani. But it's this one, the Essenza version, that I'm going to be concentrating on today as it's my scent of the day. So to find out how this compares to the others in this line, stay tuned to Mags Frags. Yes, hello again everybody and welcome to another episode of Mags Frags. I'm Paul and this is day 29 of my Fragrance 365 project where I talk about a different fragrance every day for a whole year. Today I'm taking a look at Essenza from the Acqua Di Gio line of fragrances from the house of Giorgio Armani. This was launched in 2012, but it was way back in 1996 when the original and the massively popular Pour Homme version was released. Since then, we've had the Profumo in 2015, the Absolute that came out in 2018, the Absolute Instinct from 2019, and then just a couple of months ago we've got Profondo that came out in 2020. And the whole line was created by legendary perfumer Alberto Marias. I believe that this one now has gone discontinued and it's getting harder to find, but there are a few still kicking around on eBay, but you'd be paying around £100 for a 75ml bottle like this one. Yeah, the top notes in this one are bergamot, grapefruit and cologne. In the mid we've got jasmine, basil, sage, patchouli and clary sage. And in the base we've got musk, ambergris, cedar, vetiver, pepper and amber. The opening is a very bright and citrusy blast of grapefruit and bergamot, and this is accompanied by a salty marine vibe that's provided by a note called cologne or cologne, which is a synthetic aroma chemical that produces a watery and metallic accord. For the first few minutes it's fairly loud and it's very similar to the original Pour Homme, but when it dries down it develops into a more rounded and greener scent character that feels a touch more grown up somehow. There's also some herbal notes and spices in there, but it's the vetiver, clary sage and ambergris in the base that gives it a more earthy scent profile. And in my personal opinion, it's a better take on the original, even though it smells quite similar. Don't get me wrong though, if someone was wearing this, I wouldn't know if it was Essenza rather than the Pour Homme. It's only kind of when you compare them side by side that you can notice any difference whatsoever. Some people have also said that they can pick up on a note that smells a bit like blood, but I don't really get that. I mean, although I don't remember the last time that I saw some blood and thought, oh, must have a smell of that. But overall, this is a clean marine fragrance with some green and herbal accords, and it has a bit of a touch of a barbershop quality too as well, like a classic barbershop fragrance. Yeah, the bottle presentation on this is a nice improvement, I think, on the original Pour Homme version. You get this kind of stylish clear bottle with a really nice chrome plate on the bottom there, and you also get a chrome cap that's magnetic. On top you've got an embossed Giorgio Armani logo, and the branding on the front, it comes in this like matte gunmetal grey colour. You've got the branding and the flanker name on the front there. On the back you've got a batch code that's been etched into the bottom of the bottle there on the back. Really nice bottle design. The box comes in this mirrored effect finish, which is nice for around about 5 minutes, but then as you can see it gets full of fingerprints, so it starts to look a little bit grubby very early. But you get the Giorgio Armani logo again on the top, the batch codes stamped again into the bottom, the branding on the front, and then you've got all your product information there on the back. So yeah, The presentation is really nice on this one. It's got a really nice, beautiful distribution of the atomizer. Yeah, so I really like the presentation on all of these. You get a mixture between the frosted finishes and then the clear finishes. All of them have different colorways and look really interesting when you have them all lined up in a collection. This is a spring and summer fragrance that would be perfect for an office environment. I wouldn't say it was an overly casual scent, and I think it's more of a mature fragrance for a professional person. When I smell this, I think of a very sharp and clean-cut man in a crisp white shirt and probably in his late 20s to early 30s. I think it would also work well outdoors on a cooler summer day because of its greener and herbalist qualities. This lasts a good 10 hours on me, and I would say that it comes second to only the Profumo in this line for performance. It lasts as long as the Profumo, but I just don't get the constant wafts all day long like I do with this one. But some other reviewers will say that this is the best performer in the whole line, but for me it's this one that's the king of the line in the performance department. But having said that, this has still got mammoth performance, and it would still get a 9.5 out of 10 from me all day long. Yeah, I think it's such a shame that this one's now been discontinued, because I personally would choose this one over any of the others in the whole line. I know that lots of people want to know how it compares to the others in the line, so this is my quick review of each one, and I will cover them all probably individually in upcoming and future videos. But I would say that this one is the one that smells, I would say, the closest to the original, but with the screechy edges rounded off in favour of earthy notes. The Profumo is slightly darker with more emphasis placed on spices and contains a smoky incense note in the base, which I feel works best for a dressed up evening event. Then we go completely left field with the Absolute, which is more of a fruity sweet fragrance with a bit of woodiness, but yet it's still great for the summertime. This one, I would say, yeah, I'd say this is very underrated, and it gets a bit of a hard time from some people in the fragrance community, but I think it's a really pleasant fragrance and one that you should definitely try for yourself. And then there's the Absolute Instinct, which I find is the furthest away from the line and bears no resemblance to the original whatsoever. This is a heavily woody influenced fragrance that I think is more suited to the autumn rather than the summer. It's also got a sweet powderiness to it, and this is one that I think should be a standalone fragrance with a completely different name. And finally, we go to the Profondo, which brings us right back in line with the familiar Acqua Di Gio DNA, but it has been brought up to date and smells more modern and current than the others, although I find the performance isn't what you would normally get with these kind of classic retro flankers. Yeah, so once again, that's about it for today's Scent of the Day. Don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about yet another brand new summer release. We really are being spoilt by the fragrance houses in 2020, so make sure you tune in for that one. Also, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It would also be great to hear your thoughts on any of these Acqua Di Gio flankers if you've owned any of them, so let me know down in the comments section what you think. So until next time, everybody, thank you once again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and bye bye for now.